All right, hello everybody, another TIETS Informational here. We're doing a little 2-game series on some of these new games that haven't been reviewed. This one is Akrotiri, if I'm pronouncing it right. And it is by J. Cormier and Sin Fung Lim. And this is look at this little cool, nice box. It's got a lot of weight to it. It's always good when you get a game. Ooh, a lot of weight. And it's absolutely amazing, all the stuff that you get in this box. It is phenomenal. Game for 2 players, takes about 45 minutes. We have a rule book. I kept a couple inserts, but look at all this stuff in here. You have all these tiles that build this really pretty map, which we're going to look at. You got these cool little temples that we're going to look at. Little boats that feel a little, that hold resources that go through here. You got cards. You got all these components. Just a really nice, cool little package. So from a component point of view, Akrotiri is really nice. Good feel, feels good. So what's this game about? Is it fun? Is it easy to play? Is it worth it? Let's take a look. Okay, so here's a basic setup and gameplay for Akrotiri. All right, so you're gonna be basically your explorers in the Aegean Sea. And this is the island of Theron here, which is the big starting tile in the middle. And you are going to be shipping resources back and forth, erecting temples, surrounding an island, and then you're going to have some secret goals, and you're going to be buying maps and so forth. So what you're going to do is you're going to get your spinner, obviously, and we'll just spin there and decide who's going to go first. This is the basic set of stuff. A lot of really cool components. You're going to take everybody's like really cool little temples. This is the black player. I got the white player over here. And you're going to put those from right to left and cover these up, exposing the 3, which is the 3 actions. Okay, so white's going to be our first player. Take that out there. So white's going to get this really cool little ship, and they're going to represent the first player. Then what you're going to do is everybody's going to get 2 of these little coins. In this game, the coins are called drachmas. I'm guessing these are ones. The little gold ones with these cool little dolphins on them or some kind of tuna or something or other. See if you can see that. There you go. Those are going to be the 5s. So you're going to have the map cards of variable difficulties that you can get during the game. 1s, 3s, and 7s. So easy, medium, difficult. These are victory points at the end, so there you go. And so how these work is, this is how you're going to erect the temples. You're going to have to make sure that you have a water, a mountain, and a tree on the variables on these different tiles where you can build this. And when you build it, you keep this card for 1 victory point at the end of the game. But basically, once you build all 6 of your temples, somebody gets 1 last turn, and then the game comes to an end. So what's going to happen in this setup is everyone's going to get 1 easy and 1 medium map. So they're going to get that there. Whoops. And then everyone is going to get 2 of these goal cards. So each player is going to get 2 goal cards. So they get 2, they get 2. Basically, these are goals that you're going to be hidden until the end of the game, and you're trying to get these. So for example here, if you build one of your temples on an island that has 1 of each different symbol, or 3 of the 4 symbols on the island, then you're going to get 6 victory points at the end. So this one here, for every island that has a water symbol on it, if you erect a temple, you're going to get 2 victory points. So you will start with 2, and then you'll be getting 2 more. As you reveal these, you'll be getting 2 more gold cards during the game. So at the end, you'll have 4 total of the gold cards. So that's pretty much how you start. So you're going to kind of look at these and go, okay, I got it. If I want to build this one, I have 2 waters above me, 2 mountains below me, and a tree below me, so forth, and so on. So that's basically the basic setup. These little guys here are action points. So if you see at the beginning of the game, you're going to have 3 actions. As you build the temple, you're going to have 4, and then 5, and near the end, you'll have 6 actions that you can take on your turn. And we'll go over actions in just a second. So the final step of setup is each player is going to get one tile, starting with the first player, and they're going to place the tile. So the first player, let's just say they place their tile here. Then they would have to take one of these red resources, then put it on the island with the red symbol, and then they would take one resource of any other color, which is water, mountain, or whatever. So in this case, we'll just say water, and put it on a different one of the islands on that same tile. And then the second player will come along, and let's say they play there over here. They're going to take one of the forest, the green, put it there, and then in this case, we'll say they take one of the gray mountain ones and put it there, the resources. And I also forgot to mention, you're going to have the resource board, which is going to have the 4 different resources. You're going to fill these up. And as the game progresses and these get placed, you can see the value of these resources go up. So, so if you sell later, you're going to get 3. If you sell when the demand is less, you're going to get 2, etc., etc. So that's basically the base setup. Then everybody gets one more tile, gets one face down tile, and then you begin the game. Okay, so let's take a little bit closer look at your player board. So on each turn, at the beginning of your turn, you'll place a tile. So we did that earlier. You'll take your tile, you'll place it, you'll add your resources, and then you move on to your actions. Your actions, you can do certain things. You can move. Basically, this is what you're moving your boat. You can move it along a shipping route, which are the little white lines on the board. Or you can portage it, which is if you're on an island, you can jump to the other side of the island on another dock. So you can move. There is a rule if you have an empty boat. 2 movements is 1 action. If you have resources in your boat, it's just 1 movement is your action. You can load a boat. So if you go to an island, you can take as many resources, no matter where they are on that island, if you're docked to it, and load it to your boat. You can excavate. That would be to take one of these temples and raise it. You would obviously have to be able to meet what's on the card. So for example, on the tiles, if you can see this, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but you can see these dotted lines. Okay, so if you're building a temple here, then along the board you're going to have, so let's say it was more like this. If you built your temple here, you would have to have at least 2 waters above you anywhere on the map, 2 mountains to the right of you anywhere on the map, and a tree symbol below you anywhere on the map. So as this map grows and these resource symbols get put out, placed on tiles, you'll be able to erect it. So you would have to show that all these things are true when you place your temple. You would have to pay 6 coin or drachmas, and then if that was the case and your opponent agreed upon it, that it was accurate, then you're going to get these 3 victory points at the end. So that's basically erecting the temple. And as you do that, you're going to have 4 actions. If you were to erect this one, you would grab 2 gold cards and keep one of them. So that's kind of how that works. Or you can buy maps. So let's say you're on an island and you want to buy a map. You can pay 1 drachma to buy 1 map, and you can pick anyone you want. You can pick the easy, intermediate, or advanced cards. If you pay 3 coin, you can get 2 with that same action, or you can pay 7 and get 3 with that same action. Now you can take this action again as one of your actions and pay separately. But if you want to do it on 1 action, it costs you this much depending on how many maps you get. Finally, you can do this once per turn, and that's take the oracle step. And what the oracle step is, at the end of each turn, you're going to draw a tile, right? So this one I got a blue. Let's say I drew this tile. What's another blue? Okay, it's an example, but this one I do a mountain. But let's say I really need a forest, so I could use the oracle and say, hey, I want to get a forest. And what I do is I just keep flipping these and discarding them until I get a forest tile, and then I get to keep this tile. So that's how the oracle step works. And then you can get these free actions in your turn. So if you get to the island of Thera, you can sell resources. It's a free action. So you sell them all. You get whatever the value is. And that's how you're going to get coin. Or you can just say, hey, if you want to get rid of a resource, you can just unload them at an island for free. And that is everything on the player board. The final thing is the game end scoring, and we'll talk about that in a second. So these are the shipping lanes. Just wanted to kind of show you so you can see these lines. So for example, this one, I could take my boat from here and I could go along here and I could go to this island. You can see right now I can't go to that island because there's no shipping route that leads me to there. So really I'm pretty limited. I could go over here, but I can't get anywhere there. So based on how these are built, is how you're able to get to different islands. And as it expands, then that's when you start getting the islands. That's when you start getting to play your more advanced cards and so forth. And so basically that's how it works. You're going to be adding tiles, adding resources, cruising around, picking up resources, coming back here, getting money, then eventually getting map cards, going, erecting these temples. You erect these temples, and it's a way to get victory points. And then in the end, you're trying to achieve your goals and build and find the temples. Once you've built all 6 temples, the game's over, and then you add up your points. Okay, game end is really simple. You get your points for your temples, you get your points for your goal cards, and you get 1 point for every 10 coin you have left. You add those up, and whoever has the most is the winner, and that is how it goes. Okay, all right, so what do I think of Akrotiri? And again, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So look, it's an interesting game. Like I said earlier, components are awesome. You got all these tiles, you're building, you got these shipping routes, and you start to realize pretty quickly as the game that it's not as easy as you may think to get to some of the islands. And you are kind of picking up resources. You have to kind of time it out when you think those resources are going to be available, or you can use the little oracle action to get the color tile you need. The goal cards are interesting. I do think they might be a little imbalanced, and some of them are easier to obtain than others. Some of them, there's one where you get 3 different resource icons on an island, and you get 6 points per. That one seems to be pretty easy to obtain if you get it early, if you get it at the beginning of the game, and then you can kind of map out where you're putting it. If your opponents played the game, they might start to figure out, whether you have it or not, and kind of close off those islands. But then it may make it more difficult for them to get the what they're looking for. But yeah, it's kind of cool, those goal cards. I like these little player boards. The little pyramids, like I showed you earlier, are really cool. So it is pretty self-explanatory. It doesn't take too long to explain. You kind of got to get playing it, and you can get it. I liked it. I mean, it's as far as components go, and actually by the time you're done with this game, it looks like you took it out of a big box, like one of these size boxes. But I don't know if I loved it. I don't know if I had to have it. I do. I'm a collector, so I do collect the Cosmo 2-player game series. So I got it, and I think it's been on sale here and there, so it's definitely worth it. But in the end, do you have to have it? I don't know if you have to have this game. I don't know how much I'm actually going to play it, but I like the components. It was kind of fun. Nothing too new and enlightening. They did put a lot of different things in there. Gold cards, erecting temples, tile placement, resource gathering, cool little ships. So if you like that sort of thing, check it out. If you're a collector and you collect Cosmos 2-player games, there's been worse ones in the past. So anyway, take it easy.